Why Total War Rome Remastered could be the best Total War game of all time. Now, for me personally, Rome Total War is my most played Total War game of all time, without a doubt. While I have had fun over the years with other Total War games with special emphasis on Shogun 2 and many mods for Medieval 2, the original Rome Total War is my favorite Total War game of all time, beating out the others. I have talked about this at length in my Total War Games tier list video, as well as in my videos comparing Rome 1 to Medieval 2, as well as during my comparison video talking about Europa Barbarorum 1 and 2. And the remaster has got me thinking about this again. Now, in my comparison between Medieval 2 and Rome 1, I talked a lot about the campaign mechanics as well as the battle engine. Now, there are several points of view here, but for me, I find Rome 1's battle engine to be clearly superior, and modders will support me on this point. The collision mechanics, the weight of the units, the speed of the animations, battles just feel more intense, and clashes are more decisive in the Rome 1 engine. And modders also have more control over things like weapon lethality and certain other aspects. A lot of people say that Medieval 2's campaign mechanics are superior, but honestly, for me, it's a bit of a give and take. The greatest advantage Medieval 2 has, in my opinion, is the unit pool recruitment system. It really gives modders so much more control over how the AI and the player recruit armies by severely limiting certain units, and it's also an easy way to prevent endless stacks. Now, in terms of the population mechanics and the ability to resettle populations, I actually prefer Rome 1's implementation, especially when taking into account the improved population mechanics of the remaster. In Medieval 2, unit recruitment does not impact settlement population, while it does in Rome 1, and in the remaster, of course. And honestly, I feel like Rome 1's implementation is a bit more interesting here. I also don't like Medieval 2's division between castles and regular cities, and I feel there should have been another way to represent castles and fortifications of that nature. I especially feel like converting settlements from castles to cities and vice versa, and the fact that you could not change tax levels in a province with a castle as its capital felt very gamey and somewhat immersion-breaking. Now, no one can deny that the mod scene for Medieval 2 is larger than Rome 1. However, I hesitate to say that it is better in every way. There are so many classic Rome 1 mods, and even mods that are still in development, that give the best Medieval 2 mods a run for their money, and outshine them in several aspects as well. Europa Barbarorum, Rome Total Realism, End of Days 2, Fourth Age Total War, Chivalry Total War, Rise of Persia, Aristeia, Roma Surrectum. These mods are some of the best Total War mods ever created. Of course, they have their limitations. Modern operating systems, Steam, and various other factors really complicate the installation process for many mods, and the limitations of the Rome 1 engine itself cause rampant instability, especially in heavier mods. These factors turn off a lot of people from the classic Rome 1 and its mods. According to the answers given by developer Feral Interactive during the question and answer session with the community, Total War Rome Remastered is going to be even more moddable than the original Rome Total War in many aspects, since now modders have the ability to tinker with diversity within units. The faction limit has been quote-unquote lifted. Limits on regions and settlements have been lifted. The game will have full Steam Workshop support. And, all of these improvements make me extremely happy, and I feel like Rome Remastered is going to have a huge modding community. Thousands of players who have previously been turned off by convoluted processes to get Rome 1 running well on modern systems will have access to the game, and will be interested in installing mods quickly and easily through the Steam Workshop. I made a video a few weeks ago about the top 10 mods I'd like to see ported to Rome Remastered from the original Rome. Of course, that list still stands. But of course, we don't know how easy it will be to actually port things to the remaster, and it will probably be easier in a lot of cases to simply start mods over or create brand new ones. Now, of course, so many Rome 1 modders have moved on from modding, and I don't expect a lot of people to come back and port original Rome 1 mods to the remaster. However, I wanted that video to serve as a sort of inspiration to people and as a sort of gauge. Based on the response to that video, as well as to the polls I've done, so many players would like to see a medieval-era total conversion mod in the vein of Chivalry Total War. So many would like to see a mod of the same historical caliber, with deep campaign mechanics like Europa Barbarorum. So many would like to see a mod with the complete package of Roma Surrectum in terms of its balance of historicity, campaign mechanics, battle mechanics, and awesome units. For a lot of people, Medieval 2 Total War is the greatest Total War game of all time, since it is based on essentially an enhanced version, in most ways, of the original Rome Total War engine. This old engine, of course, allowed for easy campaign map modding, and battle maps were actually based on the exact location you were at on the campaign map. Additionally, a lot of people find the text file structure of Rome 1 and Medieval 2 to be a lot more approachable for amateur modders than the pack files of Empire Total War and later games. Now, I feel this is why some of the older Total War players feel like Medieval 2 is the best one in the series. And it is true that the modding community for Medieval 2 is larger and more expansive than that of the original Rome. A lot of this, I feel, has to do with the fact that the Medieval 2 engine is just physically more capable of handling larger mods, and is more stable when doing so. It was also released just a couple of years after the original Rome, so it definitely pulled a lot of attention away from Rome upon its release. With the remaster and its improvements of the engine of the original Rome, as well as the enhancement of the engine that makes it way more capable than the now aging engine of Medieval 2, I strongly feel like the remaster has the potential to be a much better canvas than Med 2 for the amazingly creative and talented Total War modding community. Now, this is exactly the reason why I feel Total War Rome Remastered has a chance, it has the potential to be the best Total War game of all time. It has a chance to be the best canvas for some of the most creative and excellent mods in Total War history, especially since several of the limitations of the engine of the original have been confirmed to be lifted or at least increased. While I do enjoy the vanilla game, the original Rome Total War, and it has been fun revisiting it with the remaster, mods will take this game to the next level and could even make it the best Total War release ever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy content about the historical Total War games and their mods. I'll see you in the next one.